After an Albertan on AISH appears to die by suicide, others facing changes to disability assistance admit they're worried.
In a lot of ways, it's disheartening and it's unacceptable.
Now we'll probably go back to the food bank. We may have to look at moving.
Growing concerns about the impact of the new ADAP program. Plus, Canada gets its first point in its World Cup home opener.
Through towards Kyle Laren! It's Kyle Laren with the goal!
This team has already made World Cup history, but fans are excited for so much more.
Show the world that we're serious about soccer, not just hockey.
And not just your average cup of joe.
The caliber of competitors, the preparation, the coffee being used is a whole nother level.
We're spilling the beans as Canada's best baristas compete.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Tara Nelson.
Hello and thank you for joining us. History was made as Canada opened its first World Cup on home soil in a tight matchup with Bosnia and Herzegovina. And after the visitors scored first on Toronto's turf, one of the country's star players got a nation cheering.
Kone driving forward, played through towards Kyle Laren! It's Kyle Laren with the goal!
Kyle Laren, brought in as a late substitution, scored Canada's first goal of the World Cup in the 78th minute to tie things up. And after changes and chances by both sides in the dying minutes, the game would end in a draw. That secures Canada its first point in World Cup history. Our Tim Brooke has been at watch parties around the city today and joins us now. Tim, local fans obviously are thrilled.
Well, Tara, Canada just making the World Cup is such a rarity. So, of course, Canada hosting the World Cup, obviously on another level. We went to 3 watch parties today. I can tell you either a lot of Calgarians planned ahead and used the vacation day on this Friday afternoon, or this morning, a lot of bosses in our city were receiving a lot of sick calls. Before kickoff, as fans packed into Eau Claire Plaza, Calgarians told us they wouldn't miss this moment for the world.
I'm just here to support the team
and have an experience of a lifetime.
And from the pre-match festivities,
Go Canada!
to the long-awaited home anthem, local fans were all in.
This is a big achievement for us, right? Like, show the world that we're serious about soccer, not just hockey, but soccer too.
The biggest moment of all took a while. But when Canada finally scored its first goal and secured its first World Cup points, thousands of Calgarians say it was more than worth the wait. Local businesses aren't unhappy either.
The World Cup has been amazing for us here, but I mean for all the pubs on 17th and out in the suburbs. It's a great boost in sales, especially when it's at 1 o'clock on a Friday.
We are at full capacity. We've had a lineup before the doors opened. People rushing in to grab tables, trying to seat as many people as possible, obviously. It's been a fun morning for sure. It's been great.
One business tells us afternoon sales are up 300%, and they expect the good times to keep on rolling.
It's been a really good atmosphere. Everyone's in the mood for it, and the next 6 weeks is going to be a fun one.
Tim Brooke, CTV News, Calgary.
So Canada's next game will be in Vancouver against Qatar next Thursday. Glenn Campbell will join us later in the show with more highlights and reaction from today's game. Let's bring Danielle in now. Maybe that will inspire people to get out and kick the ball around this weekend. And finally, they can do it.
Right, I hope so. I hope you're outdoors doing anything to enjoy it, because these next 2 days will likely be the nicest 2 days out of the next 10 days. Yeah, keep that in mind. Okay, so we have isolated showers in parts of the city. This is very light in nature. You may run into a couple raindrops out there. This is a live shot, so it's not done just yet, but it's getting better and better as we go. We're sitting at 11 degrees right now. Fog patches will develop tonight and last through early tomorrow morning. And then we're looking at a really nice day. Stable for the whole weekend. Tomorrow a high of 18, and by Sunday, we will be in the 20s, Tara.
An Alberta man who had been outspoken about changes to the province's disability support system appears to have died by suicide. It's an incident sparking fear, frustration, and questions around government policy from disability advocates across the province. Mark Villani has more, and a warning to our viewers that some of the details in this story may be disturbing.
It's an unimaginable tragedy sparking heartbreak and frustration.
We have credible reports that someone has died by suicide as a result of this government's callous and uncaring work.
57-year-old Bruce Johnson says changes to Alberta's disability support system had intensified his anxiety, stress, and depression. RCMP confirmed officers responded to a house fire in Empress, Alberta on Monday. The cause is unknown, but a single body was found inside, and the death is not considered suspicious. CTV has confirmed this was Johnson's address. In a goodbye letter sent to media and government officials hours before his death, he says the new program has pushed me to end everything. It wasn't the proverbial straw that broke the camel's back, it was an anvil. Johnson detailed a lifetime of mental health struggles, but voiced concerns that individuals moving to ADAP starting July 1st will now see about $200 less in monthly support from the original $1,900 they were receiving. He regularly posted online. He spoke out against the UCP government's planned move from the Assured Income for the Severely Handicapped, or AISH program, to the Alberta Disability Program, now known as ADAP.
It really is the last straw for so many of us.
The news is sending shockwaves for others, including Elaine Lee, a 47-year-old Calgary woman now forced to transition to ADAP as she struggles to find work.
In a lot of ways, it's disheartening, and it's unacceptable. I wasn't given the warning and no option to stay on to AISH.
The province says these changes are designed to create a more tailored system that distinguishes between those who cannot work and those who may be able to with supports.
We want to give them an avenue to be able to work. And so we found that there were these arbitrary limits in how much somebody was able to make before they got kicked off the program.
What do I put on my resume, you know?
But finding a job is easier said than done for people like Larissa Armstrong, who has bipolar personality disorder, now pushed back into the workforce instead of planning her retirement.
We were doing just fine. And now we'll probably go back to the food bank. We may have to look at moving.
Alberta's new Minister of Assisted Living and Social Services, Nathan Newdorf, did not make himself available for an interview or address changes to disability payments, instead saying every life lost to suicide is a tragedy. Our thoughts are with the friends, family, and community who are grieving.
They're treating people with disabilities as expendable.
And Mark joins us now. Mark, several disability advocates are now speaking out against this.
Yeah, that's right, Tara. It includes Zachary Weeks, an accessibility consultant who says he and others attempted to connect Bruce Johnson to mental health supports prior to his death. Now, he says this is a devastating reminder that the fear, uncertainty, and pressure people are living under are not abstract policy issues. They have real human consequences, and that reality should weigh heavily on every decision maker involved. In the meantime, the Alberta government is defending its policy, saying ADAP payments remain the highest disability supports in Canada. The transition begins July 1st, and recipients will receive a temporary $200 monthly top-up, but only until the end of the year. Tara.
Okay, Mark, thank you. If you or someone you know is in crisis or needs support, the Suicide Crisis Helpline is available to call or chat anytime at 988. Another leader of Alberta Health Services has left their position. Dr. Peter Jamieson left his role as the AHS Chief Medical Officer and Vice President on Wednesday. Dr. Jamieson's role was to oversee the operations of all the hospitals across Alberta. The province says he will continue as a clinician within the organization, but they aren't saying why he's no longer in a leadership position. The former president of Alberta Medical Association says this is another blow impacting an already burdened system.
In June, we're having some of our worst overcrowding and access block wait times to get into emerge, to get into hospital, to get cancer care. Usually we get a bit of a reprieve in the start of the summer, and we've had nothing like this. It's pure chaos in the front lines, and to see the leadership change again and again and again, it's very demoralizing.
Dr. Aaron Lowe is now acting as interim Chief Medical Officer of Health for AHS. The province is creating a panel to come up with a dollar figure for the cost of Alberta separation. The UCP government has ordered an independent analysis of the economic impacts of secession. Alberta's finance minister says voters need clear and credible information so they can make an informed decision on the fall referendum. The University of Calgary School of Public Policy will conduct the study, and an advisory panel will provide input and consultation. Political scientist Lori Williams says she hopes for critical analysis of the panel's numbers, as well as figures being distributed by others.
There will be critical assessment of the outcome of this panel. There will be critical assessments of the figures that have been produced by Alberta Prosperity Project and Stay Free Alberta. And it's going to be those critical assessments of the data that's put forward that I think will be more helpful to Albertans.
The panel is expected to release a final report in late summer. Albertans will vote in the Alberta referendum on October 19th. The province has approved the development plan for Fortress Mountain in Kananaskis Country with some conditions. Developers want to turn the former ski resort into a year-round destination that can accommodate over 8,000 visitors per day. The province says it has approved the concept stage, but before granting land rights, several conditions need to be met. Those include relocating the planned mountaintop restaurant to the base area and removing references to motorized recreation. There also needs to be site-specific wildlife and fisheries surveys, along with timelines for environmental and emergency management plans and adequate Indigenous consultation. Friends of the Airdrie woman who died in a tragic hiking accident last Saturday are remembering her generous and adventurous spirit. 47-year-old Katie Heaven died while hiking the East Ridge of Mount Bryant. Heaven was with a group when a rock separated from the peak during a scramble and she fell. One friend says she's finding solace knowing Heaven died doing what she loved, and she is determined to keep her legacy of community advocacy and volunteerism alive. Heaven was a big part of organizing grad banquets in Airdrie and had a special ability to make everyone feel seen and loved.
She's just so involved in so many different avenues. She's a realtor. She would sew with her sister. She planted gardens and did canning, like everything that her mom had taught her to do. She was able to kind of like carry that on to even her family and her kids.
Heaven leaves behind 3 children of her own, a partner, and several stepchildren. A GoFundMe has been set up to help the family with future finances.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
Drivers in Fort McMurray are a little fed up with the condition of the only highway in and out of town. Some locals say if the province won't fix the potholes on Highway 63, they'll do it themselves. That's prompted some action from the province and a warning from RCMP. Here's Matt Woodman.
Little stretch, here's one bump here. Oh, yes.
More than 45,000 drivers travel on Highway 63 through Fort McMurray every day. Many say they're frustrated by the number and size of the potholes covering the only road in and out of the municipality.
I've never seen them like this. You're driving like this.
Allison Fifield is one of them. She was supposed to drive to Edmonton in late May until a pothole on Beacon Hill ended her trip early.
I thought the frame of my car and everything went down in this hole. Like, my rim is bent, it's cracked, my tire won't hold pressure.
Since April, we've been talking to the government, talking to the officials. You guys have to figure it out. And no one is even listening. It's all empty promises.
Local businessman Mohammed Tarabin decided to take matters into his own hands. He says it took 3 days to organize a team of 80 volunteers who are working together to patch the road themselves.
All we're doing all day, man, till there's no more asphalt.
It's very admirable what he's doing, but I also feel like it's not their responsibility.
Highway 63 maintenance is a provincial responsibility. Alberta's transportation minister says he's heard about the volunteers.
We understand that they're frustrated, but we are encouraging them to make sure that the professional road builders can go out there and do their job, and because we want everybody to come home safely.
The volunteers have also caught the attention of the RCMP, which says it will be keeping an eye on the group. Police say being on a roadway poses significant risks, and there could be tickets issued for impeding highway traffic.
That's the main thing, is safety. We just want to make sure that no one gets injured. I think it does send a message to the province for certain.
Dreeshen says, coincidentally, crews started repairing the roads today. The province says it's working to transfer authority of Highway 63 through Fort Mac to the municipality. Matt Woodman, CTV News, Edmonton.
Just ahead, a man pleaded guilty to drugging and assaulting women. We'll tell you what his ex-wife, a Calgary woman, says about the admission. And a major fundraiser to help in the fight for ALS research. Those stories are coming up. A school bus ran off the road in Edmonton this afternoon. Fortunately, no one was hurt. Police say a few kids were taken to hospital just as a precaution. It happened on Yellowhead Trail. Another bus was brought in to pick students up. An Ontario man who was charged following a W5 investigation has pleaded guilty to 21 charges, admitting to raping and drugging women and recording and sharing videos of the assaults. Police say one of his victims is from Calgary. CTV's Judy Trin has the details.
Busted! Brian Hayward was arrested at a Tim Hortons drive-thru in Hamilton, Ontario in May 2025. A CTV W5 investigation revealed he was part of a global network of predators who drugged their unsuspecting wives and girlfriends, raped them, then uploaded the videos to the internet. This week in court, more than a year after his arrest, Hayward pled guilty to 21 offenses related to 7 women. He was convicted on multiple counts of sexual assault, surreptitiously recording victims and sharing intimate images.
It brings a little bit of accountability and a little sense of justice to see that the legal system is working for these survivors right now. But for survivors, we know that healing isn't linear, and that we know that healing is a long journey.
Hayward's ex-wife, Chelsea Davis, watched the court proceedings over Zoom and gave this statement to CTV News. I feel relieved knowing that some of these women will be spared having to testify and relive what happened to them in a courtroom. No guilty plea can undo the harm that was done, but hearing those admissions matters. Hayward was initially charged with 60 offenses related to 14 women. Some of those charges have been dropped, others have yet to be prosecuted. Hayward is also accused of working with another Hamilton man to assault women, and he's also facing a sexual assault charge in Calgary dating back to 2015. Judy Trin, CTV News, Ottawa.
This is CTV News, Calgary.
All right, let's bring Danielle back in and take a peek at our weekend forecast.
Yeah, looking really lovely, and we make the best of the good stuff. This is what we have to do for this weekend. Do whatever you can outdoors, because then we're into another long stretch of unsettled weather. I hate to tell you that because I know you might be sick of it, because, you know, we're due for some good sunny stuff. All right, we're still on the cool side right now. 11 degrees is the temperature in the city. 14 in Brooks, 13 in Drumheller and Lethbridge, 15 in Medicine Hat. We have had a fairly calm wind day with gusts mainly 30 to 40 kilometers per hour. We're looking at an even calmer day for tomorrow. So 0 gusts for most communities, Calgary included. However, the closer you are to the Saskatchewan border, it will be a little on the windy side once again, with gusts around that 40 kilometer per hour mark. Medicine Hat included in that. Okay, here are the little pockets of showers. So you can see they're starting to fizzle out, but we still have the potential for isolated showers in the city, just very light in nature, up until about 9-10 o'clock tonight, and then that works its way out. It will slump to the south, so it will last longer in the far south for tonight. So I'm going to fast forward 9:30 p.m. You can see just the cloud cover hanging around by that point in the city, and most of that rainfall is completely done. As we head into tomorrow there will be fog patches developing overnight tonight through tomorrow morning, but that will mix out early in the morning. And then we just have in some places this high-level cirrus cloud, which is that thin high-level cloud. The sun peeks through that. A really nice day. Closer to the mountains, there's the small chance of a little bit of activity developing. Not thunderstorms, just isolated showers, but that should stay way off towards the Banff area. That's your Sunday. Monday, the clouds start to increase ahead of another system on the way. This is why I'm saying enjoy this while we have it. 18 is our high for tomorrow. 22 is our high for Sunday. Monday, the clouds will increase. We'll still hold on to the 20s, but Tuesday will be very unsettled. Rain about 10 millimeters. We'll still hold on to 20s for Tuesday, but it won't be as warm and it won't be as nice. By Wednesday, just 16 degrees. That's your Action Furnace 5-day forecast.
The Alberta government has approved funding for a drug that treats a rare lung disease. The drug, called sotatercept, treats patients with pulmonary arterial hypertension. It is the first drug that treats the cause of the disease, not just the symptoms. The condition causes high blood pressure in the lungs and over time can lead to heart failure. It can affect anyone at any age, though women are twice as likely to have it. About 270 Albertans will benefit. It is ALS Awareness Month, and there is a major push to raise funds for research and treatment of the disease. June is also a time to share stories of those living with the disease as they navigate the reality of a deteriorating body. Here's Jordan Canagan.
Ralph Scott loves music and riding motorcycles, but his life has looked very different since being diagnosed with ALS in 2021.
With an illness like ALS, so much is taken out of your control, and the more he could keep, the better.
ALS first limited his mobility. Now it's taking his speech.
What have you been up to?
Working with a speech-language pathologist and communicating on an iPad, he's able to get some of his voice back.
Allows me to hold the conversation.
Those living with ALS still have something to say, but their ability to form words rapidly declines.
Well, I feel like it allows them to be in control of their care. It gives them the opportunity to share their memories, to communicate with everyone and anyone in their environment.
About 400 Albertans are living with ALS right now, and about 100 more are diagnosed every year.
We don't want anyone facing this disease alone. So raising awareness and raising funds helps kind of create a better community for someone who's going through this.
It's that community, including Ralph's wife and their 2 dogs, helping him feel less alone.
ALS takes away a lot, but he's still the same guy up here, right, and in here. So yeah, we don't want to lose that.
He hasn't lost his sense of humor and laugh either.
It's fantastic.
Jordan Canagan, CTV News, Calgary.
A side-by-side run for ALS Run and Walk will happen in Calgary this Sunday at North Glenmore Park. You can still donate and register for the event. They have raised just over $310,000 in Calgary so far this year. The goal is just over $500,000. A birthday connection is next. We'll tell you what these women, all born on the same day, in the same month, in the same year, are learning about each other. And it might be June, but don't put your skis away yet. There is still plenty of action ahead at Sunshine. Those details next. An Australian researcher estimates there were about 100,000 women born on this day back in 1951. It's her birth date too, and she's been on a years-long mission trying to meet as many of them as possible. Earlier this month, a group of them met up in Canmore, and our Kevin Green was there too.
For this group of women, turning 75 isn't just a birthday celebration, it's a reunion. Every one of them was born on June 12th, 1951. The women gathered in Canmore after traveling from across Canada and United States. What brought them together started with an idea from Australian psychologist Linda Gilmore.
It's about the power of social connectedness, of meeting others and connecting in very special ways.
After meeting a woman her age during a trip to Cambodia, Gilmore began searching for women born on exactly the same day as herself. The project has since connected women from around the world.
I've learned that we have some shared experiences, having been born around the same time, but of course we have such different experiences because of the families that we've grown up in, the various things that have happened to us.
For Airdrie's June Stevenson, yes, her name is June, that connection has led to friendships spanning continents. She's traveled across Europe with women she met through the project.
We learn so much about each other's cultures and backgrounds.
One of those friendships is with Margie Wiley from Washington State. The pair first met in Victoria years ago after connecting through the group.
Within 5 minutes, I felt like she was my sister.
The women share stories of lives that took very different paths but unfolded through many of the same historic moments. They witnessed enormous change for women, changes they say shaped who they are.
We've become way more independent than my mother's generation was.
It wasn't that many years ago that women couldn't even have a credit card without a guy or buy a house.
And despite celebrating 75 years, none seem particularly concerned about getting older.
What I notice is we're all laughing and smiling and enjoying our life and know that it's not the end of it.
Kevin Green, CTV News, Canmore.
Gilmore estimates between 40 and 70,000 women born on this date in 1951 are still alive. She's still looking to track down more of them for her project. If you'd like to connect with Professor Gilmore or learn more about this group, we have posted links on our website. Some unique summer weather is creating a great opportunity for skiers and snowboarders. There's still plenty of snow in the Rockies, including at Sunshine Village in Banff. The ski hill will be running a summer season from June 20th until July 5th, depending on conditions on the slopes. Officials say the last time they had summer skiing was 2022.
It is a very novel experience, and it is a very fun, different experience. The snow is soft, summer, spring-like snow. It is not midwinter conditions, but it's really fun to get a couple runs in.
The Strawberry and Standish Express chairlifts will be open for the duration of the summer season. Shakespeare said the eyes are the windows to the soul. And that seems to be true for this gorilla who seems lost in his thoughts. Our trending videos are next. The FIFA World Cup isn't the only competition challenging our nation's best right now. Baristas from across the country are in Calgary this weekend, brewing with excitement for a chance to represent Canada on the world stage. Here's Moses Woldu.
It's go time for baristas at Schoolhouse Roasting in Calgary. But this isn't a competition for any ordinary Joe, but the best of the best this nation has to offer.
The caliber of competitors, the preparation, the coffee being used is a whole nother level.
They come from as far as Montreal, 17 competitors in all, with Calgary bringing in a strong contingent. Jeremy Ho won the National Barista Championships back in 2012, and much like the beans being used today, the craft has come a long way since then.
Calgary has a wonderful collection of great roasters as well, not just Monogram, but other ones in Calgary that are well known across Canada.
One of those competing for the crown is David Kim.
There's always a new competitor comes in, and experienced competitors that keep competing, so he's always getting more challenge.
Kim is competing in his 10th Nationals. His best finish was second place, so this year he took it up a notch.
I know what I need to do, and I practice well, so yeah, I'm more like excited than nervous.
On a finish, you will get long-lasting, pleasant citrus zest finish.
Using blends of spices and a bit of wine, Kim hopes to wow the judges. But it's not just about the taste, but the presentation, according to Jill Hoff.
It's up to the barista, but you need to be able to capture the judge's attention, have like a compelling story, something that makes sense, and connect your story to every course that you serve.
Hoff knows a thing or two about winning, becoming the first woman to win Canadian Nationals in 2020, and coaching others to do the same the following years. Now she's back and frothing at the cup to get another chance at a world title.
Who knows what's going to happen, but I would love to take home the title, of course.
And by the end of this weekend, Hoff, Kim, and others will look to make history, becoming Canada's first world champion barista later this year.
It means a lot to us, and it builds a lot of relationship and credibility in the industry.
Moses Woldu, CTV News, Calgary.
So the competition continues this Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. It's free for people to attend at Schoolhouse Roasting. What a delicious competition.
Yeah, it smells so good too.
Okay, you guys are going to like this. A gorilla at a Japanese zoo has become an unexpected internet sensation for his all-too-human response to a spat with his mate. NASA captured just sitting alone on the stairs, lost in thought. Staff say he got into a disagreement with a female companion. The minute-long clip has gone viral as the internet debates exactly what is going through his head. Some suspect he's replaying the whole fight over and over. Others have just pinned him as a philosopher.
You know, I've been there before.
Yeah.
I know exactly what he's thinking.
With all that golfing, I would assume so.
Yeah,
I also wonder what she said now.
Yeah. Many Canadians have probably dug out their team jerseys for the World Cup. If you think you have an impressive collection, it probably pales in comparison to these guys. Davor and Marko from Croatia own more than 6,000 football jerseys combined.
Oh, wow.
Not to mention all their other collectibles like shoes and balls and gloves. There are some prize pieces, including game-worn Pele and Maradona jerseys. The two friends say their collection's probably worth about $8 million, but they have no plans to sell it. They might open a museum. I hope they have a big padlock on the door.
Right?
I was going to say, I hope that's locked up real tight.
That's impressive.
Get a Canadian jersey in there.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, anticipation, of course, is high for the new Toy Story movie, but Pixar is wasting no time. It's already teasing its next big project.
Please, Rocco, it wasn't me.
Start yapping. Where is the tuna?
You have the wrong cat.
So Pixar is unveiling a teaser trailer for a new animated film called Gatto. It has a few big names attached already. Mark Ruffalo, Lawrence Fishburne are voicing two of the feline characters. It's going to open in theaters next March.
You know, they're so good, eh?
It's so
Pixar,
good. Yeah.
It's good for the kids and the parents.
Yes.
I know.
Nice.
You can watch it and go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Everybody enjoys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still to come, the world's richest man has a new title, the world's first trillionaire. We have details on Elon Musk's SpaceX IPO that's coming up.
Okay, Skywatch weather camera still a little bouncy because it's still a little breezy, but things are clearing up. Things are shaping up just in time for the weekend. All right, yes, as you can tell by these temperatures, it's still cold. We're barely in the double digits in many communities, Pincher Creek, Calgary, and just 9 in Banff right now. In the teens further off to the east. We've had fairly calm conditions, 30-40 kilometer per hour gusts, but this is all predominantly out of the north and northwest today, and that's a cooler wind. We're going to switch that for tomorrow as well, and the winds will be much, much calmer, except if you live closer to the Saskatchewan border, you'll have gusts around 40 kilometers per hour. Here's a look at these little pockets. They're starting to diminish, as you can see. So yes, you may run into a couple raindrops in the city up until about 9 o'clock tonight, and then it's done. Because we do have some moisture out there, fog patches are certainly possible tonight in the city and through early tomorrow morning. We'll kick off the day at 9, so still a bit of a chilly start, but we'll get to 18 in the city with mainly sunny skies by the afternoon. That was your 24-hour forecast brought to you by Action Furnace Fixed Right or It's Free. All right, look at Kamloops tomorrow. Oh my goodness, 30 degrees, 21 for Edmonton, 20 for Red Deer, and further to the south along Highway 2, a lot of sunshine out there. Closer to the Saskatchewan border, a little windier and a little more cloud cover expected, but still Drumheller will hit 22 degrees, Medicine Hat 21 for tomorrow, and Lethbridge 19, Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. A lot of the country cheering today as Canada came back to tie Bosnia and Herzegovina. It was Canada's first World Cup match on home soil, earning our first ever point in the tournament's history. The province has approved the development plan for Fortress Mountain in Cay Country with some conditions. Developers want to turn the former ski resort into a year-round destination. And the province is putting together a panel to come up with a dollar figure for the cost of Alberta separation. It is expected to be released as a report this summer. Imperial Oil has to pay $120,000 after a wastewater spill at its Curl Oil Sands mine near Fort McMurray. Alberta's energy regulator laid 9 charges against the company last year in connection to the 2023 spill, where more than 5 million litres of wastewater overflowed from a drainage pond. The company pleaded guilty to 1 charge and the others were dropped. Imperial Oil spent about $2 million remediating the area and said it has made changes to equipment and training. The company was previously fined $50,000 for a wastewater spill at the same mine in 2022. Statistics Canada says Canadians owe more than they're earning for the 6th straight quarter. The agency says household debt outpaced income again. There's now roughly $1.80 in debt for every dollar of disposable income. Recent studies from Equifax show Alberta has the second highest debt levels in the country. Elon Musk, already the world's richest man, is now the world's first trillionaire. BNN Bloomberg's Marla Fernandez has more.
SpaceX shares started trading today on the NASDAQ and immediately shot up. The initial public offering price was $135 US, but these shares have been in high demand and the price shot up over 30% at one point. The company has raised $75 billion, which is a new record for an IPO. SpaceX builds rockets, satellites, and also has an AI division. Elon Musk controls more than 80% of the company. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is down to 71.52. West Texas Intermediate down to 84.88. Western Canadian Select is down to 73.72. And the TSX gained 266 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marla Fernandez.
2 years ago, a local man started a group called Calgary Cribbage to bring together people with the same passion he has for the game. It started small, with just a handful of players. It has now grown to 500 members who play at craft breweries all over the city. Kevin Fleming reports.
He joined Calgary Cribbage right after it was established because Jordan McIsaac was new to the city and looking for a way to meet people.
I play some video games, but I do think like this is more important because you're getting face-to-face time with people, conversations, and you're doing math and stuff. So yeah, you're keeping your brain lubricated.
McIsaac is playing with his wife Nancy and says it's a numbers game.
Anything that adds up to 15 is worth 2 points. So I'll probably toss those. It's her crib, so she can count with those. And then I'm gonna cut, and then she flips that one. And then we get to use those to add 2.
Warren Hiltz is the founder of the club and says it's open to people of all ages and abilities.
We've got people that are seniors. We've got people that are working, most of the time. We've had people that are like on ACE or on benefits. We've even had a 7-year-old and a 9-year-old join with their parents.
When Hiltz was looking for a space to host the gatherings, he decided to partner with local craft breweries. Donna Claire likes the setting and the social component of the game.
So new people can come, no problem, we'll help them out. And then there's the really sharp people who are really good at adding up, and that's great too. Like it's all very friendly, which makes it really nice.
Matt Gagnon has only been a part of the group for a few months, but likes to network with members and plays all the time.
It's really about the social connection with people, and if it's a lighthearted game like this, it's fun. You can play for hours. My wife and I play on airplanes, we play in hotel rooms. I've got friends, they come over for beers, watch the game, but we're playing crib.
Each game takes about 20 minutes, but no one is keeping track of time here, and they're all looking forward to the next chance to go out. Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Calgary.
Okay, so get this. The youngest members of Calgary Cribbage are siblings aged 7 and 9, and some of the seniors say they're learning a thing or two from them all the time. So to come, we'll meet a Calgary teen who knows no limits. That determination helped him break a record. Glenn has that story for us next. The City of Calgary has announced its plans for Canada Day celebrations. Festivities are happening across the city, including at the Confluence Historic Site. Main stage performances start at 2 p.m. at Prince's Island Park, and the fireworks show above Stampede Park is happening at 11 p.m. with the primary viewing area at Max Bell Centre. We have more details at calgary.ca/Canada Day. A pair of border collies is keeping things from getting too rough on a World Cup practice pitch. This is Ben and Sally. They're keeping geese off a pitch in Toronto's Centennial Park. They're trained to haze the geese rather than chase them to make the birds think the dogs are predators, not just run ahead of them. Keeping the geese off the pitch also keeps their droppings off too, which is rather unpleasant to practice in. Canada has been training at this facility ahead of today's match. And Team Canada played its first game at the World Cup in Toronto today. Glenn is back with us. Canada was looking for its first ever win at the World Cup.
Tara, Canada had been to 2 previous World Cups. Their record? 0-6. They were hoping that would change this afternoon as they took on Bosnia-Herzegovina in the opening game in Group B. Not exactly the start Canada was looking for this game. 21st minute, and Bosnia-Herzegovina will open up the scoring from the corner. Jovo Lucic will get his header on that one. Bosnia-Herzegovina jumps out to a 1-0 lead. Stays that way till the 78th minute, and that's when Canada would draw even. Kyle Larin collects a loose ball, and just check out the shot there. Canada levers the score at 1-1. That's the way this one would end up. So both teams earn a point out of this match. Up next for Canada is the game against Qatar on June the 18th. Kanan McClellan has cerebral palsy, but he wants people to know you have the right mindset, you could accomplish a lot. And that's exactly what this frisbee throwing 15-year-old did. It's not the nicest day in Calgary, but that wasn't about to stop 15-year-old Kanan McClellan from chucking his frisbee around in the backyard. He says he loves this sport.
Just being able to chuck a frisbee and not worrying about it.
Kanan has cerebral palsy. In late May, he decided he wanted to try and set the record for U16 boys wheelchair distance through the World Flying Disc Federation, and he did just that. Kanan threw the disc nearly 16 meters and now owns the record.
First thing I was nervous, like, did I braid it, did I not braid it? And then when they released it, I was like, ah!
Kanan has plenty of support from his family and from friends. His dad says they're very proud of him.
Absolutely overwhelmed. It was fantastic. He did such a great job. Lots of pressure. And he just thought through it, kept himself calm, and I said to him, it's all about having fun. We're here to have fun, support a good cause, and he just threw the frisbee.
Kanan worked with Rob McLeod, also known as Frisbee Rob, to help him get the record. McLeod says McClellan is a true inspiration.
You know, I was very hands-off. We'd get together once every couple months for some training, and then the day of the event, it happened so quick, and his family and the posters, and it was just such a whirlwind, and I'm so proud of him. It was really neat to just hear him talking about his goal and just wanting to be an inspiration for other people.
McClellan used the slogan "Level Up" on his journey to get the record. It means despite having a disability, you can get better with every level, and he was out to prove that was the case.
It made me feel like that us people in wheelchairs with disabilities, or anyone with disabilities like cerebral palsy in their arms, legs, anything, they could probably do anything. Like, if they just set their mind to it, they can probably do it.
No, Greta.
That's awesome. Kanan also raised $600 for charity when he was going for the record. That will go to CB Kids and Family. That charity helps kids with cerebral palsy.
Great story. That is awesome. Yeah, thank you, Glenn. Okay, I would like to take my patio furniture cover off for the first time this season and actually sit on my furniture. Can I do that this weekend?
Yes.
Really?
Thumbs up to that. But just make sure you take it in Tuesday morning. Cover it back up or take it back into the garage, whatever it is. And then that's about a 6-day stretch of unsettled weather once again. So make the best of these 3 days, because then we're in for it again for a long time. And 10 millimeters of rain by Tuesday. And when they get that soaked, your patio furniture, pillows, that really kind of sucks. So, all right, 18 for tomorrow, fog patches in the morning. Other than that, nothing to talk about for the weekend other than sunshine and warmth. Clouds increase on Monday ahead of the system, and then by Tuesday, unsettled. Okay, weather window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors. Crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, and Alberta's climate. And Elizabeth Ewan sent this one in. She took this yesterday in Northwest Calgary.
Nice shot. Thanks for your company tonight. Have a terrific weekend. For breaking news anytime, go to our website.